Good morning, students. Welcome back to the class 7th. We are continuing the chapter Amar's Cafe. In previous lecture, we discussed half chapter, half unit of Amar's Cafe. Reading, we do the reading and also discuss the summary. So in now next, this is our last lecture of this chapter. In this lecture, we again discuss the half chapter that is left and the summary also, and at the end we discuss the theme. Now come to page 60 page 60 from the top of the page. Now you see the pictures, students. In the picture there is the one person, that is Amar, that is watching, that is staring towards all his workers. It's mean his plan is really come to reality. Do you think like this? Whether his plan is come to reality, he met his plans, or only this is only this these picture. This picture is also his imagination. What do you think? All the workers are doing his work. Some is serving soup. From the picture told you I tell you, some is serving soup, some people are giving chapatis, some are serving, some are arranging the plates, some are dusting, and Maham is sitting there, and he is supervising all the stuff. She is supervising all the stuff, and Amar is managing, and he is looking all the person and all the people and all the things. Yeah, that how they are doing their work. So now come to chapter. So we know what happened. This description only from the picture, that from the picture what you get the story. But now move toward the real story, what happened at the end. Amar pushed his bicycle to the top of the cobbled alley and onto the main road. He did not stop there to mount the bicycle as he usually did, using the bench on the corner as a platform. Instead, he decided to take a stroll past the vacant plot so that he could take another long look at it. He had revealed his plans to his wife at long last, and he now felt more comfortable within himself. It had taken a long time for him to do so, and it had been a strain keeping it a secret. He had not wanted to be put off his objectives in any way. All those restless nights of planning and surmising would now come to an end. All the final negotiation and visit to the bank could be undertaken with greater ease and peace of mind. He had come clean. He knew, and she would soon come round and help him in reaching this goal. He could now relax and dream some more about his cafe, his heart filled with excitement at the thought of how Maham would feel and how she would react. And he told her that evening of the progress he had already made on the deal, and how together they would be the proud owner of the cafe, and how their circumstances would change for the better. From this para, we now come to know that this picture is also only the imagination, only the thought of Amar. This is not the reality. When he is coming when he comes from his home and he's going towards his work, so at the on the way he stopped there. He stopped the place where that plot where he want to build a cafe. So there he passed his bicycle. There he placed his bicycle, and he sit there near the bench. So now he is just thinking in his mind all the settlement, all the arrangement, and he's excited that he had already told the secret. He had already disclosed the secret to his wife, and his wife also, Maham, also know about his plans. So now he's relaxed that this is also a strain, this secret is like a strain on his mind, but now he has discussed all the secret to his wife. So what he said, Amr said, now I'm comfortable that I discussed all my planning and all my arrangements to Maham. So when I returned to and returned in evening, so I told Maham that I have settled all the things and what's the progress of the evening. So now the second paragraph, students, you see that he is arranging and he is making a map in his mind that how the cafe look like, and how I open a cafe, so how it look like. So in this para you just see, and also you enjoy this para, that how imaginative person was he, how imaginative and how dreamer, that he's only thinking and he's only just contemplating on this, but he did not take any action. Just he's thinking and thinking, but his thinking does not take any shape of reality. Now move. As he wheeled his unsteady bicycle past the forlorn sight, Amr saw in his mind that cafe would look like. So now in his mind he's making a map of a cafe. So he is in his mind totally all the cafes built, and everyone is moving in the cafe. So now you see, he could see himself standing outside the entrance. But where is Amr? You see in the picture, Amr is standing outside the entrance. Where is the cafe start? Amr is standing here and he is smiling. Why he is smiling? Because his cafe, his plan is flourished now. There would be no finer cafe anywhere in town. So what he say also, when he built a cafe, so now cafe is built in his mind, so also he think there is a cafe, that's no finer cafe is there. Maham was there too. Maham is also there somewhere in the background. He was busily arranging glistening white plates on a counter and ladling steaming dal and chicken. And what she is doing, she is just arranging and ladling. This ladling mean your large spoon that is using for making for cooking anything, that's ladling. Steaming dal and chicken, what and curry into tiny bowls. Another man, the chef, was removing hot golden naan from a glowing oven at the back. You also see the pictures. One is removing the naan, and Maham is just ladling and steaming dal and curry and chicken and all these things and pouring into bowls. He was smiling too and seemed happy with his work. Two young boys, and you young boys are also there. They are servants. They are the waiter, smartly attired in white shirts and black trousers. Waiters have there also their dress. Were carrying trays laden with naan, rotis, and overflowing bowls to the long tables at one end of the building, at which sat rows of eager diners. Sweat rolled off the boys. Like boy, it's a very rushy area. It's very rushy here. It's very. You see that. You can say that this place is this place is full of people, so no one take their turn. So all the people are rowing there outside and they are waiting outside of their turn. So boys, these waiters are also they are also very tired because there is a lot of work here, so sweat rolled off their bros as they worked feverishly, dodging expertly amongst the throng of diners outside. And all the way down the pavement there was a winding queue of the expectant people. Okay, it means the cafe is so fine that all the people of the area is just making a queue here, and they are expectant. They are taking they are waiting for their turn. Okay, when their turn will come, expecting people waiting for tables in the cafe. The noise of the chatter and laughter filled the air, and Amr beamed with pride as he welcomed customers old and new, young and ancient. The largest and shiniest neon signboard. Okay, student signboards. Amr has also make a signboard in his imagination. Signboards are like this. You see, flickering, like twinkling signboards are twinkling. lights is there, and it's twinkling. Signboard is twinkling. There is light. He had ever seen twinkled and glow attractively high above the entrance. So what's the signboard? What Amar's signboard is? What is on the signboard? What he write? Amar's Cafe. Amar's Cafe. This is a signboard at the entrance. It he hanged it in his, but only his imagination. In his fancies, in his imagination, in his thought, in his dream, he had make all these arrangements and all these things. It blinked, and then further lighted words came on below it, one at a time, ever so slowly, which read the only place in town. And what also right? What might be also right? There, the only place in town. The lights dimmed and blurred as Amar's eyes filled with tears of joy, and the lights of the cafe, merging in some incredible way, become part of the real lights, the traffic lights ahead of him. So, what happened now? He is dreaming of his cafe, or and he does not know that he is just there in the road and the traffic lights is there. So what happened? This is a dream worth living for, thought Amar as he turned on pushing his bicycle ahead of him. This is a dream worthwhile. So when he came to reality, he know that, oh yeah, it's this is a dream worthwhile, but I make my dream, I will make it reality. What's end paragraph? But the thought remained incomplete. Ahmed did not see the truck or hear the screech of brakes. They were only glimpsed in his subconscious mind. Sight and sound mingled and become one with the noise of the diners in Amar's cafe, the flashing neon lights, flashing neon where the lights is of the signboard, shone brightly for a moment, flickered, and then went out completely. Amar's Blackness enveloped Amar's world. So what happened in the last para? You can students conclude the last para in two way. One is that he is lost in his he is lost in his thought. He is lost in his mind, is in his thought, in his dream. So he does not know that in reality he is standing in traffic and outside the road. He is sitting in the plot in the side, but outside there was a traffic sound of the traffic trucks, and hear the screech of the brakes and all these things there, but he is totally obsessed with his imagination in his thoughts. So this is one conclusion, that his dream is his planning is never come to an end, never met the reality. Only in his mind he is planning of all building of the cafe and all the plans and arrangement of the cafe. Only in his mind he is planning. But the second ending in that, maybe it's happened that he had died, like when you saw that, but the thought remained incomplete. Omar did not see the truck or hear the screech of the brakes. There was only glance in his subconscious mind. It's mean, and a blackness enveloped Amar's world. So these lines show that maybe he met an accident and he had died in his conscious when he is lost in his subconsciousness. When he was lost in his thought, in his mind. So an accident happened and he met the death. He met with death because. In the very first line of the chapter, where writer say that you might like to try making up your own ending for it. It's mean ke you trying to making up your own ending. So from my point of view, there are the two ending of this chapter. One is that it might be happen that he met an accident, and in his lost thought and in his lost dreaming, he lost his consciousness and he met an accident and he had died. On the second ending is that still he's standing there and he's lost in his consciousness, he's lost in his thought, and he's still he is making the plan for the cafe, but it never came to reality. So these are the two ending. What's suitable for you, you can select that, and if you don't found that, you remove the last paragraph. Also page 61, where there is a challenge question. This is also writer say that if you remove the last paragraph, how else might the story be completed? Work individually or with the classmates to find another ending. That if you want to remove the last paragraph, you might make up your own ending for this story. So what the message you got from this whole story of the Amr, that if a person is a man of not a man of action, he was not a man of words, he was only a man of thoughts, he was incapable of doing anything, doing any action. He just lost in his thought. He was just a dreamer. He just dreaming, and he is arranging and making plans, but never come these plans into reality, never turn these plans into reality, just making and planning. And a man of a thought, indecisive nature. And what you got the message? The message is that don't build castles in the air. Don't build castles in the air. It's mean कि if you want to if you make a plan, if you want to start any work, if you start any task, so you must be giving it end. You must be end it. You must be take this plan into reality. You must make it reality. It doesn't mean you just making a plan, you just making a you just making programs, but you never came to this end. Like many students do that, when your exams start, when your exam are coming, you say that tomorrow we will start reading. Then when tomorrow comes, you say, oh no, tomorrow we will start reading. So if you once you make a plan, so you try to complete these plans, complete these schemes, complete these arrangements. If you decide it one time, so make it and make it reality. So your theme is this: don't build castles in the air. Be practical and be a man of action, not a man of thoughts. Okay.